Guys, welcome to another episode of The Pulse. By now you understand people who are doing big things, using their voice in various ways. We love having them in the studio with us. And Kym Whitley is here with us on tour. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me, Bill. I appreciate you.
So I'm sitting here going, is it disrespectful to just start off with sugar?
No, people call me that all the time.
Do
Sugar.
they?
Yeah, yep, Sugar, because that was my first movie. And I looked like Sugar then. Now I look like diabetes.
Right.
Things, it changes, Bill. It changes.
You just got finished doing Good Day.
Yes.
And so
Day.
you met Mike Jarrett.
Yes, I did. And you know what's one thing I love about Philadelphia? When I come to Philadelphia, there's only two things I really, really love. It's the cheesesteaks and the men.
Really?
Oh.
You love a Philly bull?
Oh my goodness, Philadelphia, I don't know what it is about Philly men. They are just yummy.
Which tastes better?
Oh my God.
You like the meat well done or cheesesteak?
You know what? As long as it is, yeah.
It shocked me a little bit that now Mike has no filter.
How can you not have a filter on the news in the morning? That's like when the Christians watch it. Like, that's when you really got to be careful.
Has that happened before? Like, he went down a path.
No.
And you were like, how?
I've done a lot of television. I go across the country when I'm doing stand-up in the cities, and I go to all the morning shows. I have never been stumped on a morning show until Mike. What's Mike's last name? I'm going to write it in my diary.
Mike Jarrett.
Mike Jarrett. Y'all remember that name. He stumped Kym Whitley on... He was talking about a sandwich.
Right.
We're talking about a Philly steak sandwich, and I was just being,
Yeah.
And he said, do you like the meat or something? What kind of meat you like? I don't know what he said, but my brain got scrambled.
It went off the rails.
Off the rail, and I was like, I almost was like, excuse me, standards and practices. Are you here? Y'all are off today, right? Y'all are off. There's no signal. Can we go? I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. Y'all are crazy.
You know we are.
You came in this studio after that with all the things that you could have said.
And I should have said, I would have said all the bad stuff. But they would have remembered Kym Whitley talking about me, not Mike. No, Mike started this. So,
She was getting ready to pray.
I was about to do a whole section with psalms and hymns and everything.
People know you for various reasons. You've been doing this for a minute. Comedy tours, multiple shows, podcasts now with your girl Sherry.
Can we talk about your eyebrows? See, this is the thickest, nicest. Women want those eyebrows. And I apologize to go off the rails, but as you get older, you lose some hair follicles. If I had your eyebrows on my face right now, I'd be 35. Okay, go back to your question. I apologize.
I don't remember what the question was. I heard a story about Redd Foxx said you were funny. Is this true?
Yeah, back in the day, I was on the set of Harlem Nights, and I was babysitting basically one of the little kids, the kid that was in the movie. His dad couldn't make it, and it was Redd Foxx. I think it was Ronaldo Ray standing up. Redd Foxx was sitting down. Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. And I walked around a corner, and Ronaldo Ray was like, I was like, oh, there's no seats. I'll go back. He said, as long as I got a face, you got somewhere to sit. And I turned real fast. I said, well, as long as your face looks like that, I guess I'll be standing. And all I remember is Redd Foxx spit his coffee. All the men jumped up, and I was horrified. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And that's when Redd Foxx approached me, and he said, you should be doing stand-up.
So from him saying that to you deciding to do it was how long?
The day he died. I know, it sounds crazy because he said, get 10 minutes of material together and I'll help you. Well, first of all, 10 minutes of material to someone who's never done, that sounds like 4 hours. You're like, 10 minutes, oh my gosh. And that's why you gotta remember, when opportunity knocks, you gotta take it. I didn't do it. So the day he died, I went out and did 2 minutes on stage to honor him. So that's how I started.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So had that connect, wasn't ready to jump, and then when he passed away, it's like, I'm going to do this.
Yes, because had I done it probably then, I'd probably be on cocaine and...
It might have been a different ending.
Who knows what I'd be doing?
And then it was upward trajectory pretty consistently, or you had to do the grind?
No, I really went into my acting, did a lot of acting. I just recently got back into my stand-up hard maybe 7 years ago with David A. Arnold, who passed away recently, but we went on the road together. So he really told me to go. I used to call myself an improv comic. And that's just going on stage, always talking about what's happening, and I never kept a joke. And he was like, Kym, these comics out here stealing your jokes. I was like, what? They were like, you're leaving jokes on the stage. I said, what do you mean? I'm just saying. He said, they're writing them down. They're like, Kym's never going to use, that was my reputation. Kym's never going to use it again. I'm taking it. So he was like, please stop and start repeating, the jokes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I got my set.
People were stealing your stuff without hesitation.
Kym's not going to use it again. I was known to not repeat a joke.
From that transition, what was the big break? Was it next Friday? Because you were doing things. The comedy continued on. When did you go, okay, like I got this?
I don't feel like I got it yet.
Really?
No, and I think that's the way you stay humble. But I feel like there's still work to be done. I don't feel like I got it. I go on set, I'm still nervous. I got to shoot the Upshaws next week or in 2 weeks. I'm already in the script like, oh my God, and I've been on that show and just did a movie with Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler, The Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, you can't just kind of nonchalant that.
I know, I did, but I was like this.
I was just in a classic update remake. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so, yeah, you're right. So I'm very excited. Okay. It is a big deal. But Adam Sandler, he always calls his people back. If you notice in Adam Sandler movies, he always has his friends.
He is for years.
For years.
You see the same people playing fairly similar roles.
He likes working with people, comics, and having fun. Him and his family is all involved, and just a fantastic guy. If I ever can say a couple people that are fantastic, I would say Adam Sandler and Henry Winkler.
Okay.
It's not even about money and fame, but there are some very nice celebrities out there that you wouldn't even know.
But that's actually one of the things I love about this show, because folks come in and it's not the 3-minute kind of promoting something discussion. You get to spend half an hour with somebody.
Oh no, I plan to be here an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they told you a half an hour.
Even
I'm
better.
gonna be here.
Look, this graphic changes. We can just go ahead and slide your name in there. Also,
Pulse with Bill Anderson and Kym Whitley. Hey y'all, thank you for joining the show. I'm here with Mr. Eyebrows, and we're gonna talk about some things today.
So that's a cool energy. That's the last thing my brother said when I told him I was interviewing you today. He was like, I love her. I hope she's as nice and fun and kind as she seems.
Your brother.
My brother said that.
Is he married?
He's not.
Is he straight? I mean, I don't mind. He's gay. I don't care. I'll take straight, gay. I don't care. What's going on with your brother?
We have to come to the show.
Does he have eyebrows?
He's successful. We look, we look a little bit alike.
How old is he?
How old is Kyle? He's
Kyle. Oh, no, I can't mess with him. Kyle. He got my brother's name. My brother's Kyle.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I tried.
The names. I can't imagine being in the throes and be like, Kyle. I'll be like, ugh.
Coming up next, laughs are clearly important to her, but it's not the only thing.
You have to use your voice for good. And it's not like you're gonna get in trouble, you're gonna get penalized, but you leave a legacy.
Sounds like you're still loving this. You're still loving the comedy, you're still loving the acting. You said it keeps you humble. You still enjoy doing all this?
I do. This is the thing. Am I gonna get a copy of this? Because I gotta post this. This is fantastic. Let's see. Because you're a good interviewer. You ask some good questions.
Thank you.
Do I love it? Yes. I don't love the traveling and being away from my son. He's 14 years old. It is very difficult to parent and be away. Doing homework, I'm checking it on FaceTime. That's what's difficult. I love making people laugh. That is my thing, whether it's in a room with 4 of us, 5 of us, or on the stage with 5,000. It brings me joy.
Obviously, comedy. Obviously, the acting. You've produced stuff, your own docuseries. You have the podcast with Sherry, who was here and talked about you a lot.
What?
She did. That's my girl. I had different stuff. Her picture's right up over there. We'll put yours next to her.
Picture up. Yeah, put my picture next to her.
We go over
and
there.
Make sure mine's a little higher. Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
Looked at some of your social media as it relates to the wildfires and helping people.
Yes.
It seems like you've kind of taken all of those things, making people laugh, but using that voice.
Yes.
Is that's a part of it all for you too?
Yeah, I think, and I wish I knew the saying. I keep asking Earlene, what is the saying? I can't think. With great power or great visibility comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And I believe that. If God puts you in a position where people are seeing you, you have to use your voice for good. You have to use your voice for good. And it's not like you're going to get in trouble, you're going to get penalized, but you leave a legacy. You want to have a legacy that when you're gone, people talk about you. Like when I leave here, I want you and that young lady over there to talk about me till tomorrow.
And my brother.
Kyle,
Yeah.
Kyle, I'm gonna need, is that my camera right there? Kyle, I'm gonna need you talking about your girl. Wait a minute, hey, Kyle. I turned in the mic all of a sudden, I'm sorry.
He got a middle name. We could go with
what's his
David.
That was my best friend. This is bad.
Dude, this is
David
problems.
is good. I'll go with David.
This is
Kyle
problems.
David, that's a strong name. What's he do for a living?
He's a consultant. He used to work on Capitol Hill.
Really?
He did.
Oh,
He
he's
was-
too smart for me. No, I don't need no smart man.
So all of that, the use your voice for good you just talked about is the tagline of this show.
Is it?
The whole foundation of the show. It's the last question I was going to ask you, so we'll get back around to that.
Okay, I love it.
That's the point of
Look
this
at
show.
You just the eyebrows, the skin tone, the brains. You are doing it. I mean, the sweater with the little shirt hanging out of it. Woo! You better go ahead on. You are ready. Got the waves in the hair.
Coming up, why hecklers at her show, they could be in for a rude awakening.
People do think it's like a talkback.
Yeah, you don't pick a fight with somebody who has a mic and they're funnier than you. You're on tour.
Yes.
And the residency.
Yes.
So what do we see from a Kym Whitley tour?
My residency is at Jimmy Kimmel in Vegas. 2 different kind of shows. It's maybe same material, but a little different. So it's going to be kind of fun. In Vegas, I'm by myself. Well, I have an opener, Skills, or Andre Lavelle, but it's different also because there's people from all over the world. Even though you do the same act, it's a different kind of thing. I break off, find out where people are from. It's kind of, Vegas, you got to have like, da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, let's see you dance. Oh, what about you? Is it your birthday? What I talk about is I'm a storyteller comic.
Okay.
And I tell stories about my life, observations, my son, the fires, that recently happened, people in the news, things like that. Puffy, Oh, sorry. Did I end with that? My bad.
So real stories, the things that you're experiencing and
Yes.
having some fun and laughing with people.
Yes.
Are you one of those shows where they need to sit there and shut up because if they start saying stuff at you, it's going to go bad?
Oh, it's never gonna go bad. People do think it's like a talkback.
Okay.
So,
that never ends well for the person in the
it
crowd.
never, if they
Why
just
do you
know
do
that.
that?
Stop.
Yeah, it's
You got to, it's fun for a couple times, but if you keep going, you are going to hear security. First of all, the people that paid for the show, they don't want to hear it over and over and keep going.
Yeah, you don't pick a fight with somebody who has a mic and they're funnier than you. So you glossed over the Happy Gilmore thing. That's the biggest what's next. Like you do a little bit of everything. So is that the biggest what's next? What else should we be looking for? We still got time to get tickets to some of the shows on your residency. Like what should we be looking for?
I'm looking to do my own special. I need to put out a comedy special. I don't have anything out.
Okay.
I never have. See, that's the whole thing about that. I'm an improv comic, but I need to put something out. Like I said, leave something. Because once you do your stand-up special, you got to start fresh. That means I take all those old jokes, gone. They're out. You go and start fresh. What are you going to talk about? And it takes a minute to build a new set. Talk to Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes said it usually takes about 2 years on the road to build and get ready for a comedy special.
Okay.
So you got to start and then you get ready for your next one.
That's your bucket list.
Yep, that's my bucket list.
Do you need people to do it anymore? You got 2 million followers on social media. Like if you want to do a comedy special, go do a comedy special and put it out there
put
and
it
cash
out.
checks.
Yeah, people say that. I don't think about it. I always forget that I have a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Once again, it's just an audience. It's my people. It's my friends. Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
And then with Two Funny Mamas, you know, we're up for an NAACP Image Award under
Absolutely.
Arts Entertainment Podcast. And so I'm looking for that. And building the podcast, me and Sherry are going to go on tour,
Okay.
do a Mother's Day special. So those are the things. I look forward to getting my son in high school, these things. So I think it's just life. Let me tell you something. I'm always worried about, when you say what's next in my career, I'm always worried about what's next in life and in the United States and in this world. I'm always concerned about, oh my God, unfortunately, that's how I live. But because I have a son, if I didn't have a kid, I'd probably be like, well, whatever happens, happens. But when you have a kid and you want to know, what am I leaving this world, what am I leaving it to my son, my grandkids, etc. So that worries me.
Coming up next, listen, she talked about using her voice for good earlier in the show, but I mean, I had to ask, we've got rules.
Bill, didn't I answer that?
You did.
So you
But
gonna ask-
I asked the same question to end every show. I can't not do it.
No, you
If you
can't,
want, we
Bill.
can just go back and edit
Bill,
in what you said earlier.
Listen, Bill, it's your show.
As I said, we end every episode with every guest with the concept of use your voice for good. So I ask everybody the same question to end the show. What does that concept, use your voice for good, mean to you?
Bill, didn't I answer that?
You did.
So you
But
gonna ask-
I asked the same question to end every show. I can't
I'm
not
not-
do
no,
it.
you
If you
can't,
want, we can
Bill.
just go back and edit
Bill,
in what you
listen,
said earlier.
Listen, Bill, it's your show. You can do what you want to
It's
do,
our
Bill.
show.
It's our show. See, that's what boy, Kyle, you ain't got a chance.
It's our
Bill
show.
took your woman. So for me, using my voice for good means standing up for what's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about just common sense. Recently, I had to stand up for Mayor Bass and the fires. You stand up for children. You stand up for police brutality. So for me, it's always just staying on the right side, staying on the right side of humanity. Now, sometimes I have stood up for some things, and I've learned this lesson. I don't stand up too fast. I get the facts. Because sometimes you stand up and you're like, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. But once you know, you know.
Guys, thanks so much for watching The Pulse today with Kym Whitley. She's just fun. She's fun. She's cool. She's having a good time. She's living her best life. She's growing from success to significance. Just an overall good time. I enjoyed it. I often say that. And I often say, I hope you did as well. You can hear the entire uninterrupted interview podcast, all places where podcasts are available. Also, download the Fox Local app because all of our shows, more than 120 something now, are all there on demand at your fingertips. You can also hit me up on social media at Bill A. Fox 29. And the laughs keep coming on a future episode of The Pulse, so stay tuned for comedian Paul Mercurio telling stories in a way that only he really can.
Everybody out there's got a story. Everybody. I had this guy, looked like he was in a bad mood. I said, what's going on? He goes, I just broke up with my girlfriend. What happened? He goes, well, she wouldn't listen to me. I go, what happened? I told her not to shoplift at CVS. And I'm like, wait, did you say at CVS? He goes, yeah. He goes, I taught her how to shoplift. Anyway, I go, no, wait, not anyway, come back.
Keep moving that
Yes.
story.
He goes, yeah. He goes, that's how I make money. I've been stealing stuff since I was 12. I'd steal bikes in the neighborhood and then sell them back to the kids, or I'd beat them up. Now the audience is like, what is going on here?
Thank you so much for watching, and I leave you today as I always do, reminding you whenever you can, use your voice for good and have a good one. Any other names we can't?
Jerome's.
Jerome?
I have no good times with Jerome's.
Right.
I've lost a few cars, houses, some things with Jerome's. Jerome's have never been a good name.
I know one Jerome. That's my guy, but he probably fits in that category.
You gotta go
so.
too. It'd be the Jerome's with the go-to. Or Mike's, now that I've come to this station. I don't want them nowhere near me.